With profound, humble gratitude and love to all venerated enlightened masters, we bow to the Almighty in soulful gratefulness for gifting us with their holy, blessed presence. May all beings be awakened by their divine grace.
Part 3 of 4.
Etc.
Be vegan, make peace, do good deeds, heaven Godspeed.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Nos programmes offrent plusieurs langues. Veuillez visiter suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Nuestros programas ofrecen varios idiomas. Visite suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Nossos programas oferecem vários idiomas. Acesse suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Jesus did teach him that all creatures of God were born free and should remain free to live in joy and peace among their own kinds. Please stay tuned for touching stories from the life of Lord Jesus, vegetarian, according to the Essene Humane Gospel of Christ.
Vegan side effect: you won't be allowed entry to hell.
Як ви поживаєте? This means how are you in Ukrainian or Uranian, the official language of Boykos. I'm Rostislav. The loving people of Boykos walk with you on the path of spiritual elevation. May everyone realize the importance of not killing, harming, or eating animal people flesh as taught by the enlightened masters for the benefit of all beings and world peace. Welcome to our show from the Essene Humane Gospel of Christ. Be merciful to animal people, part 2 of 2 on Words of Wisdom. The Essenes were an ancient spiritual group with origins in Judaism. They lived thousands of years ago in the deserts along the Dead Sea and in parts of Judea. The Essenes practiced meditation, were vegetarians, and lived a strictly pure lifestyle. Lord Jesus Christ, vegetarian, also known as Lord Yeshua, was born into the Essene Brotherhood, and the Essenes wrote detailed accounts about the beloved Master's life and teachings. One of these texts, whose fragments have fortunately been preserved, is called the Essene Humane Gospel of Christ. Humaneness, especially toward the meek animal people, was an absolute hallmark of Lord Jesus, as we discover time and time again in this fascinating gospel. Let's continue with selections from the Essene Humane Gospel of Christ, where Lord Jesus, vegetarian, reminds humans of God's holy law that the animal people should remain free to live their lives in joy and peace. The eating of animals, birds, and fish is unlawful. Fishermen condemned. And on another day, the question of eating dead things was again presented, and some of Jesus' new disciples gathered around him and asked, "Master, ye do indeed know all things, and thy wisdom of the holy law excels all others. Tell us, therefore, is the eating of sea creatures lawful, as some say?" And Jesus looked upon them with sad eyes, for he knew they were yet unlearned men, and their hearts were yet hardened by false doctrines of devils. And he said unto them, See ye the fishes of the sea, as we stand beside the seashore, and look upon the waters of many lives. Yea, the water is their world, even as the dry land belongs to man. I ask ye, do the fishes come unto thee, and ask of thee for thy dry land, or of its fruits? Nay, nor is it lawful for thee to go into the sea, and ask for things which belong not unto thee. For the earth is divided into 3 kingdoms of souls, one of the land, one of the air, and one of the sea, each according to its kind. And the position for the eternal being has given unto them each the spirit of life and the holy breath, and what he giveth freely unto his creatures. Neither man nor angels have authority to take back or claim as their own. For behold the fisherman, how he takes not what is his own, a thief he is. He steals the treasures of the deep and disrupts the holy life of the blessed. For has not God blessed the sea creatures in the age that we created, and said unto them all, Yea, it is good and holy, let them have life and bring forth after their kind, and let them rejoice in their watery home, and sing unto me songs of praise and of much joy and peace. But the fisherman casts many kinds of food into the waters, because each one of the fish has his own food. And the fish then sees and pursues the food and is snatched up, and the fisherman rejoices because he has caught the unwise fish. And most truly I tell ye, Satan, like the fisherman, casts his hooks into ye, for the evil one lies in wait, wishing to seize thee, that he might swallow thee up, and rejoice at the catch. For Satan, likened to fishermen, places many foods before thy eyes, wishing to make thee desirous of them, even if only to taste a little, so that he may seize thee and bring thee out of light into darkness. Wherefore I say unto thee, do not be touching the food of Satan, for the wicked one lies in wait for the unwise and the unlearned with many hooks and traps and every kind of net. For if ye be tempted with a single unlawful food, it is necessary for ye to desire all others, and finally then such unlawful things become the food of death, and Satan is victorious. Wherefore, be ye not deceivers as fishermen, men of trickery, nor be eating the catch thereof. For many are there who Satan ensnares with the taste of unlawful things, and makes them partners in death. And Jesus' disciples were well pleased with Jesus' answer, and they remarked of his great understanding of the holy laws of God and the workings of Satan the evil one. Jesus releases the caged birds. And it came to pass as Jesus was traveling to Jericho, he met a man with the cage overcrowded with birds which he had caught, and among them were young doves. And Jesus saw how the birds were in misery, having lost their freedom, and moreover being tormented with hunger and thirst. So Jesus said unto the man, What dost thou with these weaker creatures of God? And the man answered, I go on my way to make a living, for I sell these birds which I have taken freely of. And Jesus said unto him, What think thou if another man stronger than thou, or with greater craft, were to bind thee and cage thee, or thy wife, or thy children, and throw them into a cage, in order to sell them into captivity for profit, thus making his living by such? I ask thee, are not these thy fellow creatures, but only weaker than thou art? And does not the same God our Father, Mother, care for them as for thee? I tell ye, let these thy little brethren and sisters go free, and see that thou do this cruel thing no more, but take up a living of honest means, whereby causing no harm to any of God's innocent creatures. And the man marveled at Jesus' words, and listened unto him, and agreed to let the birds go free. And when the man unbound the birds, they flew unto Jesus, and rested upon his shoulder, and did sing songs unto him. And there they remained for a time, until they flew away in freedom. And the man was astonished at the sight he beheld, and asked further of Jesus many things. And Jesus did minister unto him for a good part of a day. And after the man departed, he learned the craft of making baskets, and did earn his bread honestly and without blood guilt, with no further harm to God's creatures. And after a time he did destroy his cages and traps, and became a disciple of the holy way of life. And in the course of time, he also learned of the humane life and did instruct others. Even in the same instructions, Jesus did teach him that all creatures of God were born free and should remain free to live in joy and peace among their own kinds. For more information, please visit nomanszone.org.
I remember eating my first vegan meal. It was like a weight had been lifted off my shoulders. No longer would I be part of the cruelty towards animals again. It tasted so fresh, vibrant, and flavorsome. Guess ugly, vegan.
Kind-hearted viewers, it was a delight that you could join us today. Coming up next is Step into Claude Monet's fine masterpiece, Monet's Garten, Part 2 of 2, right after Noteworthy News. May the heavenly celestial light and melodies lead us on the path of compassion and righteousness.
Russia, leave Ukraine or you reign now. Peace be with you too.
Be vegan, make peace, do good deeds, hell not reach.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule and suprememastertv.com/WOW.